This is CPM Precalculus Chapter 1, number 89. So here we're given a triangle, the triangle JKL, and we're told that the area is 30 inches squared. Okay, so we're given the area. We're also told the length of JL, the length of this side here, is 12 inches. Okay, and then we're asked to find the side length KL. Okay, so we're asked to find this. We know this angle is 36 inches. We know this angle right here is 90. So is this one. So that's the information we're given. So what can we do? Well, we know where do we start? Where we can start is let's start filling in missing information that we know right away. Okay. So looking at JKL, there are two smaller triangles within it. There's this one, JK, and let's call this point M right here. So there's a triangle JKM, right? I'll write it in red. And then there's this triangle KLM, right? KLM. So there's two smaller triangles within this larger JKL triangle, okay? And looking at this, we know that looking at triangle KLM, this angle here is 36 degrees. This angle here is 90 degrees. So what is this angle right here? Okay. Well, we know angle MKL is equal to, well, if we add up all three angles in the triangle, it's equal to 180 degrees. So this one is equal to 180 degrees minus 36 degrees minus 90 degrees, right? If we have the total being 180 and we subtract this one and this one, we get what's left over. So we could plug that in our calculator. 180 minus 36 minus 90, and we get 54. So we know this angle is 54 degrees. Okay, I can even write this in, 54 degrees. Okay, and that's about it. That's about all we can say. That we're filling in this triangle, right? We don't know this angle here. I'm gonna color that one in. We don't know angle J. We also don't know angle JKM, right? We don't know this one right here. Okay, we know this one. We know this one. We know this one. We know this one. Okay. So what else can we do with this triangle? Well, we know the area. Well, what is the area of a triangle? We know the area of a triangle is equal to 1/2 times the base times the height, right? And we're told that it's 30 inches squared. We know the base of this triangle is 12 inches, right? So we know that's equal to 1/2 the base is 12 inches. And what is the height? Well, if we just call it h, we can use this equation right here to solve for h, because we have 30 equals to 1/2 times 12 times h. So 1/2 times 12 is 6. Divide both sides by 6, and we get h is equal to 5. So we know this height now is 5 inches, right? We know it's 5 inches. Okay, so how does this help us with finding the length of side KL, right? This is our goal right here, this length, right? This is what we want to know. Well, here's where we can use a few different things. Well, the easiest and fastest way is going to be, I guess we didn't even need to know this information. We could have just started right here. Because once we know that this is 5 inches, and this is, this whole base is 12 inches. Okay, so we need to know a little more, or do we? Well, let's call this side x. Okay, so KL is equal to x. Then let's look at our trigonometric functions. Okay, that's just our sine, cosine, and tangent, and our nice tool to use is Sohcahtoa, which tells us the ratios for the different functions being sine of an angle is equal to the ratio of opposite divided by hypotenuse. Cosine of the angle is equal to the adjacent side divided by the hypotenuse, and tangent of an angle is equal to the opposite side divided by adjacent side. So if we're looking at angle right here, angle L, right? So if we take in sine of angle L, sine of angle L is going to be the opposite side, right, which is km, or 5 inches, divided by the hypotenuse. Well, just looking at this triangle here, this is the opposite side, and this right here is the hypotenuse, which is our x, okay? And do we know what angle L is? Yes, we do. It's 36 degrees. So let's fill that in. Is equal to 5 inches divided by x. And this is what we need to use. We have one unknown, the x, and we can use this to solve for x. Okay, so we did not need to know this angle up here. All we needed to know was the height is 5 inches, and then we could proceed and solve for x. Okay, so how do you solve for x? Well, you want to get it in the numerator, so you multiply both sides by x. The x here cancels out with this one here, right? And then you're left with x sine of 36 degrees is equal to 5 inches. And then you divide both sides by sine of 36 degrees, because you want to cancel that out. Sine of 36 degrees. Okay, remember this is 5 inches. So these cancel, and you're left with x is equal to 5 inches divided by sine of 36 degrees. Okay, so just plug that into your calculator and make sure the mode is in degrees, because you have 36 degrees, not radians. Okay, so 5 divided by sine of 36 degrees is equal to approximately 8.5065. So that 6.5 here, that 5 is going to make this into a 7. So 8.507 is my approximation inches. Okay, so this is side KL, and I know it's approximately 8.507 inches. Okay, so this ends CPM Precalculus Chapter 1, number 89.